Thanasi Kokkinakis, not only an Australian tennis player, but an ambassador for Lavazza Coffee. Thanasi, welcome to the studio.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
19 years of age. These are extraordinary things you do for such a young man. Let's start with the coffee. A Greek boy promoting Italian coffee. How does that go?
I don't know. They were interested. I've started to become more of a coffee drinker lately. Pretty bad with waking up, so a coffee always helps me get going in the morning. I try not to have too many because I don't want to rely on it too much. But yeah, my dad got me into it a little bit, and I can't do the shots just yet, so I stick to like a flat white right now.
Righto. And am I right in saying that Al Pacino was an ambassador for Lavazza Coffee, or have I got the wrong one?
No, he certainly is.
Yeah, there you go. So Al Pacino and you.
Happy with that company.
Well, I tell you what, that would be a very interesting photograph, given that you appear to be about 6'4.5", and Al Pacino's about 5'4". You're not playing in this tournament because of your shoulder, is it? Your serving shoulder?
It is my serving shoulder. Yeah, I had surgery 3 weeks ago, so I did everything I could to try and make myself right for the Aussie summer. I had 2 cortisones, but yeah, the problem was more structurally, so I had to get it more of a clean out, not a major reconstruction or anything.
I say you didn't have to have it reconstructed or anything like that. Well, that's good.
Not a reco, so hopefully I'll be back around April.
Right, are you doing anything at all at the moment?
Yeah, I just started running this week, and I've been able to do a lot of bike and cross training stuff, so yeah, more and more every day, and yeah, just trying to get my range and strength back.
And was the injury caused by tennis or something else?
It's pretty interesting. Coaches won't like me saying this, but a while ago, actually, someone landed on me while I was playing basketball and almost dislocated my shoulder. And it was okay after that, but ever since then, it kind of got worse and worse. And then I did some weights, trying to, bulk up a little bit.
Have you told the coaches previously that you did it whilst playing basketball?
Yeah, they were aware. Not stoked about it.
No, I couldn't imagine they would be. Now, you're going to be asked this question, so I'll ask it not straight up, but, about third or fourth question. Have you ever been offered money to fix the result of a tennis game?
I have. Not face-to-face, but on social media, you read some stuff on your Facebook page, just these randoms from nowhere saying, I'll pay you this much money to take a game. But you try and block it off, you leave your agent to just get rid of that stuff and focus on what you need to do ahead. And it's interesting, you get a lot of stuff. If you lose a match that maybe the betters or something think you should win, you just get abused on social media. It's a very common thing. Anyone that says they don't is probably just trying to keep it in. But for tennis players, I'd assume other sports, it's a very common thing. But yeah, you just try and block it away, and obviously there's no time for that in this sport. It just corrupts the sport, so you try and block it out and do what you need to do on court.
So not face-to-face, but through your Facebook page or Twitter, or just Facebook?
I think more Facebook and a bit of Twitter, yeah.
Bit of Twitter. And any notion of where, as to how genuine it is and where it comes from?
Oh, I'm not sure. You don't really take it seriously. There's all these randoms around the place.
Did they mention sums of money?
Oh, I haven't been. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know the exact amounts, but nothing. I saw Djokovic. Someone offered him 200,000. Yeah, mine hasn't been that much yet. But yeah, I don't know. It's you just got to try and get rid of that. Go rid of that stuff.
Does every professional tennis player aware of this sort of thing? Is it happening to them as well?
I'd say so. I haven't had open conversations about it. A heck of a time for it to come up our first day of the Australian Open, but. I'd say for more than not, it comes up, yeah.
Hey, there's been a lot of pressure on the young Australians, Kyrgios and Tomic, with their behaviour, both on court and off court. Is that scrutiny? You're only 19. I've got a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old. Is that scrutiny fair?
Sometimes not. I mean, you're always learning. There's always things you can do better, but at the same time, if you're thrust into the spotlight so young and doing so well and earning so much money, it's tough to try and kind of keep a level head, I guess, and do what you need to do. But there are going to be ups and downs, and I think the guys are learning and trying to get better every year about it. So, yeah, hopefully they can tone it down, and they play really good tennis, so hopefully they can worry more about that.
In your life, is there someone who does keep you on the straight and narrow like that?
Yeah, I think my brother would be the main one. He hasn't given me a compliment since I can remember. So I think, me and him get along really well, so I think it's good for me.
In other words, if you did something wrong, would he be the one who would pick up the phone and say, hey, mate, pull your head in?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Him and my dad. It's just kind of something I've learnt from a young age. So, I give credit to the people around me for keeping me grounded, and hopefully I stay that way.
When you say keep you grounded, is there a situation with people like you that there's, say, a little bit of hero worship that might get you tempted to have a big head?
Yeah, well, if I'm walking around the streets and people yell out to me, and then my brother sees I've got a bit of a pep in my step or a little smile, he cuts me straight down. So as much as I might not like it at the time, I think it is good for me.
Gee, your brother might have an expanded role of working with other Australian tennis players. If you look at the world of golf, there's Tiger Woods, who was hitting a golf ball at 2.5, and someone like Greg Norman, who took it up at 16 or 17. What category do you fall into with your tennis?
I fall in the middle at about 8.
About 8, okay.
Yeah, 7.5, 8. I started playing basketball. Basketball was my favourite sport then. I hated Sunday practices, so little did I know that I'd end up having those in tennis as well. But I started playing both, and then I got better at tennis and saw I was more of a selfish type athlete, so I played tennis.
So I'm trying to think, if my arithmetic is correct, that takes us back to about 2004 when you're 8. I probably stuffed that up. So who were your heroes then? Is that Sampras era or...?
Not quite that far. I started really get into it kind of when I started playing tennis. So probably I liked Safin. Safin was one of my favourites to watch. Yeah, and also obviously Leighton for what he did. Philippoussis being half Greek as well, and obviously Baghdadis making those big runs in Australia. Yeah, loved watching him go.
Now you're obviously, you got a Greek surname, but you're drinking Italian coffee with Lavazza. Did you have to go to Greek school growing up?
I did. I did have to go to Greek school. It was brutal. I did Greek dancing as well, actually. Something my parents made me do, but I guess I'm better for it now that I can speak the language. It's tough when I get all these relatives. They speak really quick on the phone, and I can't quite keep up, so I try and bluff it and pass the phone on to the next family member. But yeah, it was important for me to learn Greek. I had it probably 3 or 4 hours after school on a Friday.
Yeah. So
I'd sit there, and the recess was only 15 minutes, and yeah, it was brutal.
Well, everyone's got to have a thing when they win a tennis tournament. Is your thing going to be a bit of Greek dancing, maybe?
No, I hope not. I don't want to embarrass myself. I did when I won my first rounds in Australia here the last couple of years, I did a lap because they ended up being unbelievable matches. So I was just thanking the crowd of support, but I said I won't do it again because I've lost in the second round every time. So I'm going to stop that now.
Hey, lovely to talk with you, and thanks for bringing in a Lavazza coffee. And when do we see you next in the heat of battle?
You will see me hopefully mid-April.
Mid-April. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
Thanasi Kokkinakis, Australian tennis player and ambassador for Lavazza coffee. Al Pacino wasn't actually for that coffee. We've just made him now an ambassador for Lavazza coffee without him knowing it.